Hi, I'm Neha Natyal, and I want to tell you exactly how you can continue eating your Taco Bell, not give up any of your favorite foods, and not even step foot in the gym and still lose weight. I lost over 30 pounds. I have kept it off for over 2 years. I had 2 C-sections. I'm vegetarian. Let me tell you how I did it. To give you some background, I have spent my entire life dieting. I even grew up with a close relative who had an eating disorder. She had bulimia, and I thought that you had to eat less and move more. And so growing up, I didn't have any issues with my body. My metabolism was great. I ate whatever I wanted. I didn't really pay attention to my nutrition. I exercised like everybody else did. I was in the gym doing the elliptical nonstop. I never ran. I actually got into a ski accident when I was in high school, and so I have bad knees and never really ran. However, I did walk on the incline in the treadmill because somebody else did it. I must have seen somebody do it, right? So it wasn't until my late 20s when my clothes just started feeling a little tighter. I was a high school chemistry teacher at the time, and the scale just started to increase slightly. Didn't really think twice about it. Then I got married in 2012, and my clothes were a little bit tight, but I started going to the gym. My husband is a professional tennis pro, so he's always been in the gym. He's athletic and he likes to play sports. So I just used to accompany him into the gym, but I literally just spent time on the bike, or on the treadmill, or on the elliptical. That was it. I never lifted weights, anything like that. Anyway, so it wasn't until 2013 when we had a competition at school called The Biggest Loser. And if you've seen The Biggest Loser on TV, you know that the winner is the person who loses the most weight. I love competition. I am driven with that external motivation, and I ended up hiring a trainer at the gym, and I ended up losing a significant amount of weight. I felt like I was really, really fit. But then guess what happened? Competition is over, and I gained all of the weight back. By then it was actually okay because I had my first daughter, I was pregnant, but my eating habits didn't change, my lifestyle didn't change. I stopped going to the gym because I didn't have a competition, right? So I had no idea how to maintain that weight loss. Fast forward to my second daughter. I had her in 2018, both were C-sections, and I went straight to the gym because that's what you have to do. After she was born, I used to bring the car seat into the daycare at the gym. It was so convenient, but again, what did I do? I gravitated towards the treadmill and the elliptical, and that was it. I had her in March. I went back to work in September as a teacher, and I was starving. I was breastfeeding. I wasn't sleeping. I had to lesson plan and grade, and I had absolutely no time for myself. So what happened? I gained an exorbitant amount of weight. And that January, I have never been as heavy as I was then. And when January 1st came around, I made a New Year's resolution. I cannot live like this. It felt so disgusting to be in my skin. When I looked in the mirror, I could not even bear look at myself. And I would hide. Anytime anybody took their camera out to take a picture, I did not want any kind of evidence whatsoever of me being there. I bought clothes that were sizes too big because I didn't want anybody to see my lumps and my rolls and my jiggles. I wanted to hide. And that January, I decided, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I can't live like this anymore. My mom so graciously was living with me and helping me to take care of my girls while my husband and I were working full time. And so I went to the gym 3 times a week. Guess what? Out of the 35 pounds, 40 pounds that I wanted to lose, I lost maybe like 15, 20 pounds over the course of 9 months. consistently going to the gym. Great. But I still didn't feel good. I was like, fine, I lost a little bit of weight, but what happened to the last 10, 15 pounds? Then COVID hit. I ended up switching careers to becoming a software engineer. I was working from home, and I still felt miserable. I gained another 5 pounds because, I was eating my feelings. Who else eats their feelings these days? And so it was a miserable time, and I just kind of gave up. How many times have you felt like, what's the point of this? And you just eat whatever you want, sleep whenever you want, do whatever you want, because you're like, it's not worth it anyway. It's not going to get me to where I want to be anyway. It was a pretty awful feeling. Fast forward to 2022. I remember in February, I was like, you know what? I want muscles. I think I was, how old was I? Maybe 37? 36? I was 36 years old. And I wanted muscles. And I was like, all right. And I had this stupid belly fat. Everybody kept asking when I was expecting. When I already had 2 kids at home, I was not pregnant, not trying to get pregnant. That's a whole nother story. Like, why would anybody comment on your body? It's your body, not theirs. Anyway, so I had been doing workouts from Sydney Cummings on YouTube. I absolutely love her. I did not belong to a gym for years, and I just worked out at home. And I just kept hearing over and over again, lose the belly fat by counting macros, lose the belly fat by counting macros. I don't know what the heck macros was. And so I hired a macro coach. I went down this whole rabbit hole down what are macros. I started listening to Biceps After Babies Radio, an amazing podcast, an amazing resource. And I realized that there was this whole realm, this whole world that existed that I had no idea about. And I ended up getting on Instagram and looking up all of these nutrition coaches. I hired a stranger on the internet. I remember in June asking my partner, I was like, hey, can I dish out all this money and hire this macro coach? Like, I'm committed, I'll do it. Like, I didn't really need his permission, but I also needed somebody to validate that I could do it. So I hired her, and within 1 week, I saw progress. And that whole summer, I lost the last 10 pounds. It was fantastic until I finished with her that summer, and then I gained it all back again because I didn't understand the principle behind it. I went to India that winter in December, and in India I wasn't walking as much, my activity was low. The food is amazing in India, but the fat and the oil, I did it for the sake of doing it with her, but I didn't know what I was actually doing. So then the following summer, I decided to work with her again. I was continually working with her, but I realized that you can adjust your favorite foods. You don't have to give up anything if you can see food for what it is, just a ratio of carbs, fat, and protein. And if you're getting your carbs, fat, and protein in the ratios that are good for your own body, you're good, you're golden. You can do that. That's the lifestyle. You can change one step at a time and achieve the goals that you want. So I did that. And then I was so proud of myself for maintaining my weight loss that I was like, listen, I need to tell other people about this. This is unheard of. Everybody that I talked to about counting macros and what macros were had no idea what I was saying. I thought I was speaking a second language. So I decided to become a coach. And now I'm here to tell you that counting macros is amazing. It's not something that you do continuously, forever. It is a tool that you use in the short term to help you have lifelong results. So if you're interested in what counting macros is, get my free guide and I'll tell you all about it. Now watch my next video.